I want to say thank you to everyone who pre-ordered the Wood Whisperer thread taps. All of those taps have been shipped out, and that means that we can open sales back up, and with the excess from our first order, we can start selling taps again. So if you're interested in these, check out the link in the description. They're up for sale again. I also wanted to take the opportunity to tell you about what I think is one of the coolest features of these taps that we actually didn't mention in the pre-sale at all. This will apply to all the taps that went out in the pre-sale. What I'm going to show you is a design feature that we incorporated from the beginning. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, so to demonstrate this feature, I drill 2 holes in a piece of wood and use a tap mat for metal to tap threads in one of them. Now this certainly can be done. This is how Mark and I did it before our taps came out, so it is an option. Now I use our tap to tap threads in the other hole, and I thread bolts in. Now the metal tap has a diameter slightly larger than the bolt because in metal you need some clearance, and that allows the bolt to wiggle around a little bit. Now with ours, we shrunk the diameter down so it's actually a little bit smaller. It has to compress the fibers a tiny bit as it travels in, and is a very snug, strong fit. So you can see it's just not moving around at all. Now that's all great feature, but the astute among you might think that in dense hardwoods could cause a little bit of problem because they're so uncompressible. So I do the same thing in ebony here to show you what happens. Tap threads in this block of ebony and use this hand driver to drive the bolt in. Now after a little while, that ebony doesn't want to compress, and I do have trouble with the hand driver getting that bolt in, and it gets to the point where the resistance is a little too high to be using this hand driver. Now I can use a wrench and drive that bolt in all of the way, but ideally you'd want to have the resistance set so that it's substantial, but not so much that you can't get it in with the hand driver. So here's what Mark and I came up with. For dense hardwoods, you step up the pilot hole size. Now this removes a little bit more material, but with a dense hardwood, it's so strong anyway that this isn't a problem. And now with the hand driver, I'm able to drive that bolt all the way in without feeling like it's really too difficult. It's the perfect amount of resistance. So to make it clear which bit to use, Mark and I came up with this sticker that we included with all the taps, and there's a version for metric too. So taps are up here, 1/4 inch to 9/16, and then the standard drill bit size is here to the left of the tap, 5/32, 7/32, and so on, for everything except extremely hard woods, extra dense woods, dense exotics, and for those, if you're 1/4 inch, you step up to the smaller bit for 5/16 and so on. So if on the rare occasion you are tapping threads in something really dense, you just step up one drill bit size, clear out a little bit more material, and that way it's not too hard to drive the bolt in. You get the right amount of resistance, still have plenty of strength, and all that's captured right here in the sticker. Now this sticker can go in a drawer, you can stick it to a surface next to where the taps are mounted, or because of this layout, Mark and I intended this to be able to be used on an actual tap holder, and that's what I'm going to do. Show you how to make a nice holder for our taps and all of the bits that you use to drill the pilot holes. So to go with the taps, I went ahead and bought these Brad Point bits from Lee Valley. Now these are super high quality, they're high-speed steel. The machining on them is just beautiful, and the profile on the Brad Point tips is set up so that the edges of the hole are really crisp and clean when you drill. So these are super high quality bits, but I've actually decided they're a total waste of money, to be honest, because I was able to take this piece of steel dowel and sharpen it on a grinder so that it had a point in the middle, just like a Brad Point bit, and then just take a grinder and cut some channels for the wood chips to go. And you can use that to drill holes. I mean, who'd want this thing in their shop when you can make this on your own? I mean, seriously. But since you're here still listening to me talk about high quality thread taps for wood, you probably like throwing your money away. So I guess I'll do the rest of the video with the waste of money Lee Valley bits. Okay, with the snarkiness out of the way, let's get back to building this holder. So I dimensioned a piece of wood about 1.5 inches by 9 inches, and then use the sticker itself to trim down that blank.
and then stick the sticker onto the top. Now I cut the block at a slight angle to make it a little easier to read. Not necessary, but just makes it a little nicer. And trim the excess of the sticker off. And then I tape the whole block up because I'm actually going to use CA glue to make sure that sticker really holds. I'm not sure this is necessary, but just to really feel confident that it's going to stick in place, I peel half of it up, lay down some CA glue almost off camera, and then press it down, and then repeat for the other side. The sticker is nice just to hold everything in place, to get the glue on evenly and make sure everything lays flat, and then freeze it up with some of this accelerator, and then peel the tape off. And just by eye, I mark the centers of each of the points where the taps will be, and then drill them out. Now I go slow as I punch through the sticker because I kind of wanted to tear out at the ends. This might have gone better if I'd let the CA glue dry a little bit better. And then do the same thing for the bits in the front of the holder. And I took some care to get the depth right so that the size of the bits, the tips kind of increase in a linear sort of way. Now I can take down the old holder that just held the taps themselves and put up the new one. So there it is, everything laid out and labeled and easy to understand, everything right where I need it.
So thanks everyone. I hope you found this interesting. I also wanted to say a thank you to everyone who pre-ordered and immediately started posting pictures of things that they were doing with the taps. It's just really cool to see people putting them to use. So thanks for that. All right, that's all for now. These channels clogged up a bit, but I'm sure it would have worked like a dream if I just made them a little bigger.